Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. When I say basic human rights, I'm talking about your rights to live, your rights to survive, and to do it the best way it can be done. This is my advocacy. On this moment, I want to speak to you on Trump. Trump is an expression of America's fakeism. America holds itself up to be an emblem of hope, of peace, prosperity, the best nation on the face of the earth, the best nation that has ever lived, the most religious nation, the most God-fearing nation. And all of it is a lie. Every bit of it is a lie. This is why Trump exists. Trump exists because the people of the United States were not able to recognize what Trump was and what Trump would do. And the others who could recognize, that's exactly what they wanted. And this is what we got. Yesterday, Trump mentioned that the United States was pulling out of this deal with Iran. And as he made this statement as he mentioned this, and he gave an indication of what would happen depending upon Iran's response, that evilness, that ugliness that was an expression through his words and his physical expressions all indicates why every nation on the face of the earth should have weapons, mass weapons, weapons of mass destruction to keep a bully, whomever that bully might be, whether it's the United States, whether it's Russia, any bully on the face of the earth should be stopped. And everybody who is threatened by the bully should have what it takes to defend themselves against a bully. And what I saw yesterday with Trump, his statement and his physical expression, is nothing but a junkyard bully. Now I know that many of you have been fed propaganda to think that it's essential for America to have these weapons, that all of these other nations are a threat to America. And if so, you should ask yourselves, why is America a threat to other nations? Do you still believe that you are threatened because of your freedoms? Do you really believe that? And if you do, it is a lie. You're not threatened by your freedoms. You are threatened by what you have done to other people. Now, I know some of you think that you haven't done anything to other people, but all you got to do is look at your own history. What do you do to black people? Made them slaves and used them and abused them. What do you do to the natives? Put them on, well, I don't even want to describe that. But you know the reality of it is there. What are you doing to the poor people, the poor white people of America? You don't care about them. And ladies and gentlemen, we have been geared a whole bunch of propaganda that makes us look stupid, act stupid, and Donald Trump is the result of the ultimate stupidity that we could have brought into this country. Instead of withdrawing from Iran, you should have come up with something more beautiful, more wonderful. You don't like what Barack did? Do something better. Don't stand out there talking about you are bold. I want you to know, I don't care how bold you are, you don't have the power. You are saying to the world that the United States has the armaments, that they are willing under your leadership to do whatever it takes to be the top dog in the barnyard. And I want you to know, all you're doing is giving God a chance to beat your butt. And God can beat your butt. I'm talking to Trump and I'm talking to America. But I'm not just talking to you to chastise you. I want to wake your butt up. What do I want you to know? I want you to know that there's another power, ladies and gentlemen. Another power that is not about bombs. That is not about the armaments in your military. It's called love. That's the power. That's the power that looks at Iran. That's the power that looks at North Korea and tell those people, I don't know what got you there, but I know what we're going to do to try to see if we can get you out. And what I mean by get you out is the pain and the suffering that you feel every day. We're going to do everything we possibly can to eliminate that. But we're not just going to jump on that bandwagon right now, because you should not believe us if we did. But what we're going to essentially start doing is taking care of our people right here to make sure that their lives can blossom, to make sure that their lives are blooming, and do it in such a way that you can see it, so you can have trust and faith in the things that we say. No, my friends, I'm not talking about any more of this bull jive gangster moves that are made by people who got the big stick. I'm talking about love. Now, in order for these things to become effective, I'm talking to you, the American people. I'm not talking to the leadership of this country or any country. I'm talking to the people all over the earth. God is real, and God loves you, and God made you and provided for you that this suffering that you're going through should not have to happen. And the way to do that is to respect one another and care about one another. And anybody who wants to come into power talking that trash about who is better, talking that trash about who they can beat up, need to have their butts kicked out of office, voted out of office. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I'm not talking about violence. Violence is not going to accomplish anything but more violence. You whip somebody today, they're not going to rest till they get you tomorrow. Stop this exploitation in the name of people who hold themselves up as being supreme, this class system. I'm talking to America. I'm talking to the state of Minnesota. I'm talking to people everywhere where they're suffering. They're suffering in Iran. They're talking about what? Putting more pressure on them, sanctions, causing more pain and suffering to the people, and calling yourself a godly nation? I'm talking about North Korea, talking about threatening to put more sanctions on them. I'm talking about Russia, talking and threatening to put more sanctions on them, and calling yourself a godly nation. That's not the way God acts. That's the way the devil acts. And we as American people have succumbed to being controlled and manipulated by the devil. And in order for us to change this, we must change our own mindset. And when changing our own mindset, one of the first things we'll start doing is voting these turkeys out of Congress who is perpetuating this deception. At the next election, that's the way you start. You're looking for people who believe in God. And I'm not talking about a God that serves some and not the rest. This God must serve everybody equally. Now, if people don't want it, that's their deal. If everybody wants a house, then everybody should have a house. If everybody wants education, then everybody should have education. If everybody wants health care, then everyone should have health care. And in order for this to happen, if everybody wants a job, they should have a job, and a job of their own choosing. This is how God made it to be. This is how God made it to be. I don't care what the founding fathers did. I don't care what the leadership, Republican or Democrat, are talking about during the day. I'm talking about God. I'm talking about the one who made the earth. I'm talking about the one who put all the resources in the earth that you use today. I'm talking about a God that made every human being and instilled within them a gift, something that they can contribute in the process of creating this thing. I'm talking about a God of love, not a God of hate, not a God that talks about killing folks, not a God that drives you to lying and cheating and stealing and creating poverty, crime and violence and terrorism and war. What kind of people are we? And the church, what are you doing sitting on your butts talking about Bible stories? What the heck are you doing sitting up there telling people about paying tithes and offering so that the leadership of the church can live in big mansions and have planes and jets, talking about flying across the world, deceiving the rest of the people? And the government allow you to do it because you're doing exactly what they want you to do, to make the people null and void. Yes, I am disgusted today, even though I'm asking you in the state of Minnesota to make me the next senator. I'm feeling disgusted today, even though I'm asking the people of the United States to consider me as the next president of the United States. Yes, I am fed up with all this lying and this bullying and this military trying to threaten everybody in the world. We need to become friends with Russia. Yeah, not with Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't even know what it's all about. But we need to become partners with North Korea. We need to become partners with Iran. We need to become friends with the entire world, not because we are threatened by them and what they might do. We need to set an example so we will know what they will do. We will know what they want. We will assist them in becoming beautiful and wonderful just like we want to be. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. But if you seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, then all of the wonderful things that you want in life will be right there at your fingertips. It already is, but you don't know it. Not war, not wrinkling your ugly face up talking about what you're going to do if somebody don't accept you and threaten people who don't go along with you. That is as evil can be. That is low down, and that is dirty, and that is from the pit of hell. And I'm telling you, American people, wake up. Don't buy into this junk any longer. You are sitting and allowing this president to stand up before you and lie to you. Lie to you, doesn't even know what's going on in the world, doesn't even know what's going on in Iran. He's reading a document that somebody else has written. Reading a document that somebody else has written. Ask him what's going on. Take him away from that monitor and ask him what's going on in Iran. Ask him what's going on in North Korea. He has no idea of the reality of what's going on. And you might say, well, do you know? I don't give a damn about what's going on. Why? Because it is the gift of God that says what I'm supposed to do regardless of what's going on there. And I am supposed to talk about love for every American, for everybody in the world. I can't talk about peace and prosperity for you and not care about what happens in Iran and Russia and North Korea and other places. If I care about you, I must care about them. Otherwise, I'm a two-legged hypocrite. And God didn't make me a two-legged hypocrite, not today. And I'm asking you, the church, stop doing that junk and start loving people. Start loving people. You're talking about the pastor dies and nobody is taking care of the pastor's wife. What heck kind of thought is that? Well, we've been doing this a long time. A very long time. And I know the people who love Trump think that they're very smart. And the people who hate Trump think that the people of Trump are dumb and stupid and ignorant and out of their minds. But when you look at the truth, not only are they dumb, stupid, ignorant, and out of their minds, but so is the rest of the population. All of us are dumb, stupid, ignorant, and out of our minds. And it is time we are reborn, born by the Spirit with morality, about love and consciousness, not about who is the biggest and who got the best. It is time we stop looking over and talking about the prince and the babies and the pope. These people are just like you. They don't take a bath, they stink just like you. If they don't eat, they starve just like you. And because they got the wherewithal to take care of those situations, they don't have to. And so why are you without them? It is time that crap stops. This is the 21st century, and we should not be backing back down our rabbit hole that's leading us straight back to hell. The hell that we've been living in all of our lives. So I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen of the state of Minnesota, make me the next senator from the state. I won't be on the ballot. You must write my name in. If you can conceive of the possibility of between the period that is set aside for this, and you want to go and get 2,000 or 3,000 signatures and put my name on the ballot, then feel free to do that. But I'm not asking you to pay to put my name on the ballot. I'm not asking you to pay any money to do anything. This money thing is the problem with us today. It has messed up our minds. It's got us acting as stupid as we really are, because we think money is the answer to all things. You look at Prince, somebody talking about selling his Prince Island. What the heck is that about when people are living out in the streets? What kind of system would be in existence that would allow such a crap like that to happen? And you think it's a great system. You have been told it was a great system because the power that set it up did it that way, and making you think that if you sing enough songs, sing beautiful enough, play enough basketball, play enough football, that you, my friends, can be able to live just like that in spite of the suffering that others go through. That's a trick. That's to turn the world upside down, destined to be destroyed. So we can change. Not by the politicians, but by we the people. We must change. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know you don't want to hear anyone talk about God. And once I heard somebody pass by in a car when I was speaking about God and asked, yelled out, screamed out, "What God?" Well, I'll tell you what God. The God that loves that person that screamed out. That God that wants to address every concern that that person who screamed out has. That God who cares about you just like that guy. I want to tell you, a God that cares about the dope dealer who sells dope because God has been, in his understanding, has not been paying any bills. I want to tell you about a God that wants to pay those bills. I want to tell you about a God that goes into a woman's life and evolves itself in such a way that abortions are no longer. Because now when you have a child, you can bet your last money that child is going to be one of the most beautiful things that family has ever experienced. Yes, a God that says no more war. A God that says Africa and those places that's being robbed of all of their resources won't have to worry about that. Not that the rest of the world can't share in those resources, but it will be done in such a way that Africa will know that the beauty, the things, the resources outside of Africa will be right there in Africa as Africa desires them, wants them, needs them. It is time we stop acting a fool, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to say it once again. We are all acting just like stark naked fools. Not only Trump, every last one of us are acting like stark naked fools. Even though I'm standing here saying these things to you today, I am acting like a stark naked fool if I stop. I'm acting like a stark naked fool just like you if I accept this crap that we're living in. If I think that there's nothing better. If I think that because we are Americans, we are the best. If I think that our bombs will enable us to abuse others and threaten others, then I'm acting just a stark naked fool just like everybody else. But I'm not acting like a stark naked fool because I'm here telling you and sharing with you what the Lord God Almighty has put in my heart. And every last one of you know that I'm telling you the truth. Even you haters out there. Even those of you who believe in the military. Even those of you who believe in money. You know darn well I'm telling you the truth. The question is, how are you going to respond? I want you to know. Trump exists because the fakeism of America. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.